Back to Scott Swing Sports City, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with my dad today, and we are here for our NFL and college football predictions for the weekend. So let's get into those right now. First came out two non-top 25 games to pick this weekend. First one out will be Kentucky and Missouri in Columbia this weekend. For my buddy Terry Jewell, I'll be taking Kentucky to get the win on Saturday and cover the spread here of 3.5.
This could be a close game. 3.5 point spread could go either way. But Kentucky has a secret weapon. His name is Terry Jewell, one of the best college sports fans in the world. So I'm taking Kentucky.
Next up, UCF and Tulane tomorrow afternoon. The line right now is at 21. I'm surprised it grew a little bit. I'll take UCF to win the game, but our defense isn't going to show up, so Tulane will beat us in the spread, but I think UCF wins outright.
I agree with Scott. I think UCF's going to win. I think it'll be like something by 10 or 14 because they can't stop anybody, but I do think we'll win at home.
Next up, Wisconsin and Illinois tonight on the Big Ten Network, the first Big Ten game of the season. Give me Wisconsin to get the win over Illinois.
I agree. There's not much to base this off of because we haven't seen any Big Ten football, but Wisconsin just has a better program, so I'll go with the Badgers.
Next up, Syracuse and Clemson tomorrow. After that butt whooping that Clemson put on Georgia Tech last week, I feel bad for Syracuse. Give me Clemson to get a win on Saturday at home in Syracuse.
I'm not sure I'll pick against Clemson all year. They're just too darn good. Give me Clemson.
Next up, Nebraska and Ohio State. It's going to be another fun game to watch for us UCF fans tomorrow to watch our old coach, Scott Frost, get his butt whooped tomorrow by Ohio State. Give me Ohio State at home against Nebraska.
Nebraska wanted to play football regardless of whether the Big Ten played or not, so they got their wish and they got Ohio State. Good luck. I'm going to take Ohio State in this one big.
Next up, NC State and North Carolina. Two teams ranked now. Give me Mac Brown in North Carolina to rebound after losing to Florida State last week. I think they rebound and bounce back this week and get a win against NC State.
I think this is going to start a tailspin for the Carolina Tar Heels. I think NC State's going to get the win in a rivalry game.
Next up, Kansas and Kansas State. Another big rivalry game. Give me Kansas State at home in Manhattan against Kansas.
I agree. Kansas State's a superior program. They're playing at home. I will also take Kansas State.
Next up, undefeated Coastal Carolina coming in at 4-0, taking on Georgia Southern. Give me Coastal Carolina to win this game at home. Favored by 5.5 this week. I'll take Coastal Carolina to get the win over Georgia Southern.
I thought Coastal Carolina just played baseball.
I did too.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive program. They got to have a national championship now in the top 25 in football. Give me Coastal Carolina.
Next up, Marshall and FAU should be a good game. Give me Marshall to win the game and cover the 16. I'll take Marshall at home to get it done against FAU.
You know it's a pretty thin group of college football teams, and Marshall's in the top 25, but I'll take Marshall as well.
Next up, Alabama and Tennessee, the CBS game of the week in college football. Give me Alabama to look good again this week. They got a great win last week against Georgia. I'll take Alabama to get a win over Tennessee.
I agree. Alabama's they just continue to impress. They're better offensively than they have been in the past. Not quite as good on defense, but they have enough to beat the Volunteers.
Next up, Notre Dame and Pitt. Not on NBC this week. They're on ABC this week. I'll take Notre Dame on the road against Pitt.
Not me. I'm going to take Pitt in the upset. I think Notre Dame's overrated. They barely won last week. I'm going to take Pitt to win at home.
Next up, Iowa State and Oklahoma State. Should be a great game. I'll take Oklahoma State at home. Mike Gundy's going to find a way to get a win at home over Iowa State.
I think this might be Oklahoma State's year. I think they're going to get the win. Their first win of the year against Tulsa didn't look very good until Tulsa came in and thumped us. I think Oklahoma State's a good team. They're going to get the win.
Next up, Penn State and Indiana in Bloomington tomorrow. Unfortunately, to my boss, Kurt Esser, I will be taking Penn State in this game. I just don't think Indiana's got the talent yet to hang in there. I'll take Penn State to get the win on the road against Indiana.
This is a basketball game. I take the Hoosiers, but unfortunately they're playing football. Give me Penn State.
Next up, Virginia Tech and Wake Forest should be a good game on tomorrow. Give me Virginia Tech. They looked pretty good this season. I'll take Virginia Tech on the road against Wake Forest.
I agree. I think it should be a pretty close game, but I'm going to take the Hokies in this one.
Next up, Virginia and Miami. Should be a great game tomorrow. I'll take the Canes at home over Virginia.
Yeah, I think the Canes will look pretty good with the exception of the Clemson game. That's Clemson, so give me the Canes as well.
Next up, and probably the best game of the day tomorrow that nobody's talking about. Cincinnati and SMU tomorrow in Dallas. I'll take Cincinnati on the road to get a close win on tomorrow in Dallas against SMU.
SMU's won a lot of close games. I think their luck runs out this week. Give me the Bearcats.
Next up, for our buddy Stephen Battle, we'll take Cincinnati in that game, I guess.
Exactly.
Next up, Texas State and BYU. Zach Wilson, probably the best quarterback in the group of five right now. People were saying he could even make it to New York this year for the Heisman. I'll take Zach Wilson and BYU to stay red hot this week and get a win over Texas State.
I agree. Texas State's not a very good program. BYU is a pretty consistent program. Give me BYU.
Next up, the College Game Day game of the week. College Game Day will be there tomorrow morning, as it will be Michigan and Minnesota in the oldest rivalry in college football. The battle for the Little Brown Jug. I will go with Michigan to get the win over Minnesota.
That's a really tough sounding trophy, the Little Brown Jug. I'm also going to go with the Wolverines to beat the Golden Gophers.
Now into the NFL games for the weekend. Once I get them up here. Just give me a second. Let's see. Okay, here we go. First game out just changed time-wise, as it'll be the Bucks heading into Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Give me the Bucks on the road to get a win in Las Vegas against the Raiders on Sunday.
Truth is, if I was not a Bucks fan, I probably would take the Raiders in this game. So I think the Bucks are going to come off that high, beating Green Bay, and they're going to let down. But I am a Bucks fan, so I'm going to take the Bucks.
Next up, Lions and Falcons should be a good game on Sunday. A lot of offense. Give me Matt Ryan and the Falcons to get another win for their interim head coach, Raheem Morris, and get him to 2-0 as head coach of the Falcons. So give me the Falcons at home over the Lions.
It's a tough one to pick because these teams are so inconsistent. But I'm going to pick the Lions in this one to get the win.
Next up, the Cleveland Browns heading into Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Give me Baker Mayfield to play much better this week than he did last week against Pittsburgh. I'll take the Browns on the road against Cincinnati.
I'd like to see the Bengals win with Joe Burrows, but I just think that the Browns are better. I'm going to take the Browns as well.
Next up, in the game of the week, in my opinion, in the NFL this week, is it'll be Big Ben and the Steelers heading into Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. I've said it all week, and I'll stay with it. I'm going to take the Steelers on the road to get a win in Nashville against the Titans.
If Terry Jewell was not in this world, it was just Titans and Steelers straight up, I'd probably take the Titans. But with Terry Jewell on their side, I got the Steelers winning on the road.
Next up, Panthers and Saints. Saints are without their two best receivers this week, Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders, both out this week. I'm going to take the slight upset on the road. Give me Carolina to pull off the slight upset on the road in New Orleans against the Saints.
I think they're just going to throw the ball to Alvin Kamara. It's going to be Kamara time. I think the Saints are going to win on the road in a close one.
Yeah, well, they're at home, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
Next up, Jets and Bills in East Rutherford. The Giants just had a horrific performance last night. I think the Jets will make it even worse this week. Give me Josh Allen and the Bills to rebound after that 2-game losing streak that they're on right now. So give me the Bills on the road against the Jets.
If you're on a 2-game losing streak, the thing you really want to see on your schedule is the Jets. Bills got it. Bills are going to get the win.
Next up, Dallas and Washington. Two teams vying for the NFC East spot in the playoffs right now. Currently held by the Eagles, who are 2-4-1 right now.
It's a solid record.
Yeah. I will take Andy Dalton and the Cowboys to play much better than they did this past Monday night against Arizona. I'll take the Cowboys to win a close one against the Redskins.
I'm going with Cowboys for one reason. I like the nickname the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton, so I'm going with Dalton and the Cowboys.
Next up, Green Bay and Houston. Green Bay looking for a bounce back after that Bucks spanking that the Bucks game last week. I'll take the Packers on the road in Houston against the Texans.
I agree. I think the Packers were embarrassed last week. They're a professional football team, and they've got a lot of experienced players in the team. I think they'll bounce back and get the win.
Next up, Chiefs and Broncos in Denver. Give me Kansas City on the road to get it done against the Broncos.
Broncos can't score. The Chiefs can. Chiefs win big.
Next up, 49ers and Patriots. My upset pick of the week. Give me New England to pull off the home upset over San Francisco.
Really? San Francisco's favorite in the game?
No, but yeah.
Oh. I'm going to take the Patriots as well. I think they should win the game. They're at home. I think Newton will play better. I think they'll beat the 49ers.
Next up, Jags and Chargers in LA. Give me Justin Herbert and the Chargers to finally get over the hump this week and get a win. Give me the Chargers at home against the Jags.
Two pretty bad teams, but Herbert has looked better and better. So I agree. I like the Chargers.
Next up, Seattle and Arizona on Sunday Night Football. Give me Russell Wilson and Seattle to get a close win on the road against Arizona.
Seattle doesn't ever win any game big. It's every week. It's going to be a Russell Wilson fourth quarter comeback. They'll win by like 3. So give me Seattle as well.
Next up, Chicago and LA, Monday Night Football. I've been picking them all year, and I'm going to stick to it. Give me Nick Foles and the Bears to pull off the road upset over the Rams.
I've picked against the Bears all year, and I told myself I wouldn't do it again, but I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win this game. I think that the Bears are a false 4-1, 5-1?
5-1.
5-1. They're just not that good.
Next, that will do it for this episode of Scott's Week in Sports. One more prediction for us today. World Series predictions for the rest of the series. I said it on YouTube a couple of weeks ago. I believe that was on Sunday. I'm going to stick with it. Rays in 7. I think the Rays find a way to win this series in 7 games. And I think we bring home another championship to the new city of champions, Tampa, Florida. The Rays win the World Series in 7.
Woo!
I actually agree. I mean, they beat the Yankees in 5. They beat the Astros in 7. They don't make anything easy. I think it's going to be the Rays in 7 as well.
Go Rays! Woo!
Either way, I think this series is going 7. Even if we lose in Game 7, I'll happily accept that. If we lose in Game 7, because we took probably the best team that a lot of people are saying the best Dodger team they've ever had to 7 games. If we win tonight, I think we win the entire series. Maybe in 5 if we win tonight. But let's see.
Wow.
That will do it for this episode of Scott's Week in Sports. I'll be back next week, hopefully with the Rays as World Series champions next week. And I'll see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Week in Sports. See you later, guys.
See you guys.